Oda's still not giving us that flashback we all want about Law, but either way, this was a very interesting chapter of One Piece. This chapter overall was a lot better than last week's chapter, and we had some very interesting and intriguing things that happened in this chapter. For instance, the beginning, we finally get to see Kanjuro's face. We get to see his character design, we get to see what type of person he is, and at the exact same time we get to see he has a devil fruit ability. For instance, he's underground, like in this garbage dump, like all the way in the lowest level of the palace, and we find out that he has this drawing devil fruit ability where whatever he draws comes to life. Really unique power, honestly. I'm actually kind of shocked that this ability has never been used before in One Piece, but it's really cool getting to see how the comedy was used in this chapter of One Piece. Oda managed to squeeze in some comedy with Kanjuro's power, but at the same time, it was just interesting to see that ability. For instance, okay, you see Kanjuro drawing on the wall a fucking bird, okay, and the bird looks so hideous and bad that it's struggling to stay in flight. You see how it's trying to hold Kanjuro and Kinemon, and it's like trying to, hold itself up, but it's falling down because it's drawn so bad it can't support itself, which is really funny how Oda managed to fit that in. Now, it's cool getting to see Kanjuro for the first time now, but I wonder exactly what role he's going to play after this point on. For Oda to introduce him in this chapter, he most likely is going to play a big role. But since we now know we have another person on our side that has a devil fruit ability, I wonder who he's going to fight. For instance, is Kinemon going to go up top and really help out, let's say, Luffy against Doffy? What is really going to go on? Is Kinemon and Kanjuro going to be fighting executives? We really don't know at this moment. But past that point, we have some really good, interesting things happen in this chapter. The middle portion of the chapter is focused on executives versus Fodder, which I don't care much about. That's pretty much what the last chapter was about, and honestly, I don't care much about all these different contestants in the tournament we had in this arc, so I can look past that. But honestly, what really got interesting is when you saw these, like, toy soldiers, these big fucking toy soldiers, like these nutcrackers, I think that's what they're called, those Christmas nutcrackers. Well, we see a bunch of those on top of the third level of the palace, and it instantly made me think, like, okay, who makes toys? Sugar. So Sugar most likely has awakened back, and she's using her devil fruit power to make these nutcrackers. So I'm guessing she's using that ability to do that. So most likely we're going to have Sugar versus Luffy and Law, and at the same time Cavendish. So I'm interested to see exactly how that's going to go out if it is Sugar, because we know Sugar's ability is hack. So if she touches someone, it's over. So, I wonder how that's going to go. But one thing, though, I do want to talk about is that ending of this chapter. That was probably where the main beef and a lot of the excitement from this chapter is at. It's probably one of the best parts of this entire chapter as a whole. Zoro, my boy, Zoro. Zoro. You kicking fucking ass and taking names. That's exactly what you did this chapter. You fucking annihilated Pica. Pica had no chance. Like, he was fodder to our man Zoro. That's exactly what Pica was in this chapter, and it shows it. It shows how strong Zoro is when he actually wants to try. Well, I don't think he even put his full force into it, but he still, when he was a little bit serious, he did that much damage to Pica. For instance, he uses this move, hopefully the translation is correct, 1,080 buzzing phoenixes. That, right there, just the title of the move alone sounds fucking scary, okay? We see him cut Pica's giant-ass fucking statue in half. And what does that remind anyone of? Think about this for a second, okay? This reminds me of Mihawk. Anyone remember Mihawk in the Whitebeard, the Great Whitebeard War? The War of the Best? When we saw Mihawk cut the fucking, frozen tsunami? Remember that? That's exactly what that reminds me of, seeing Zoro cut Pica's stone statue. It shows you the level Zoro is at to be able to cause that much damage now. You can definitely tell he trained underneath Mihawk. It's starting to show in this chapter. And I wonder if this is Zoro's best, or is he even stronger underneath? Because we really don't know. Most likely he is stronger. We haven't seen his maximum. But it's interesting to see that he has these different type of abilities that are just fucking insane. The artwork of the chapter was a lot better than previous chapters. I guess the artwork was more consistent in this entire chapter. It looked a lot better. The characters were more recognizable when you had the small little panels. So I will give Oda that. He did a good job with the artwork this chapter. And I feel like overall the pacing progressed in a good positive direction. It didn't feel too slow. It didn't feel too fast. We had a lot of development with individual different sections of this chapter. More setup for Luffy and Law and Cavendish. But that's really all that really went down there. But at the very least, Zoro defeated Pica. And So, I'm interested to find out what's going to happen next week. In Oda, give me my fucking flashback to Law! Okay? A flashback. I need it. Okay? I know a lot of people right now that are probably watching this video like, yes, we need that fucking flashback because it's killing us, because I want to know what the hell happened between Law and Doffy. That's exactly what I want to know. So, anyways, everybody, tell me your thoughts about this chapter of One Piece. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What's your favorite moments about it? I love all of you so much. You have a wonderful day or not. Be safe. Chibi out.